Game maker Roblox posting a smaller than expected loss for the third quarter and sales above estimates, bookings rising 20% from the same quarter last year. And the average daily user count was also up 20% from a year ago. Roblox saying it will start providing financial guidance in fiscal 2024. Joining us right now in an exclusive interview is Roblox founder and CEO David Baszucki, also known as Builderman to those of us who may live inside a Roblox universe. David, it's great to see you, sir.
Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Let's talk about these earnings because they were better than expected. But there's also a whole bunch of things I want to get into because it seems like there's been even a shift in terms of the users on the platform, the ages of the users, therefore how much they're spending. What's happening here?
Yeah, the vision is what we're doing at Roblox is really the future, a new form of communication and a way for people to come together when they can't be in person. Not just communication, but connecting and doing things even at a distance. So we have people doing everything on Roblox from, of course, playing to learning. In our office, we simulate our office. So that highlights our results. We're seeing more people around the world. We're seeing great growth in Japan, Germany, India. And as you note, we're seeing more older people on our platform as well. Really solid growth over 17 on the platform. So really hitting on all cylinders.
So do you think that the investor community needs to sort of rethink how they think about Roblox in this regard? Because I just wonder, when you talk about recreating your office effectively remotely online, that's a very, I mean, you've talked about that idea before, but if that's going to be a meaningful part of the business, that's interesting.
Yeah, we want to support our investors both with great bookings growth. This quarter as well, we started to hint at operating leverage as well. We showed almost $80 million of covenant adjusted EBITDA. We showed that our bookings are growing faster than our infra costs, which is all points to great future leverage as well. So we really want to both have a great vision, which we think is enormous. We talk about connecting 1 billion people with optimism and civility with a business that can really generate cash and show operating leverage. Just to highlight, on Monday, on that one point, I did all of my one-on-ones in Roblox using my avatar to connect with other people on our team.
Talking about sort of the real world moving online, let me ask you about this. Roblox has become, to some degree, a town square of sorts, a little bit different than maybe what Elon Musk is doing with X. But since the Israel-Hamas war broke out, there have been virtual protests that have been taking place on Roblox, including pro-Palestinian protests and others. What do you make of that phenomenon? And what do you, how are you thinking about that in terms of whether there need to be guardrails around parts of it or not?
Yeah, I want to highlight civility, trust, safety is our top concern. And secondarily, our hearts go out to everyone involved with this conflict. We do allow peaceful assembly on Roblox. And at the same time, we have absolutely zero tolerance for terrorism, for hate, for discrimination, for bullying, for reenactment of real life events. So we do strike a balance with civil assembly, but at the same time, we have zero tolerance for anything beyond that.
And so what does that require on your end, though, to police that?
Yeah, lots of stuff, really. What we've been doing since the first month we were live, thousands and thousands of moderators, increasingly high quality AI and ML that reviews every image, every sound, that reviews the communication of people, review of all the experiences on Roblox. We take this very seriously. And in the recent conflict, we've focused extra moderation specifically on this because it's so, it's so front and center for so many people.
Roblox is also launched now on Meta platforms as Quest. How big a business do you think that ultimately becomes? And is that just the beginning? I mean, do you imagine, and I don't know if you can say, are you planning on being on Apple's Vision Pro, for example, and sort of these different mixed models?
Yeah, we in the last month or two, we launched on Meta Quest. We had over 2 million installs in like the first week. We also launched on PlayStation. We had 15 million installs as well. The vision of 3D communication with Roblox is really every device, every platform. And we think 3D in the cloud, avatar-based communication works everywhere. So people on Meta Quest are playing with people on PlayStation, playing with people on iOS, Android, PC, Mac. The vision is every platform. And so Apple Vision Pro, of course, that makes sense someday. Nintendo Switch, we really want to be on every platform because we think this media and this form of communication works everywhere.
What do you think about photorealistic skins? I don't know if you saw, there was a fascinating interview that Lex Friedman did with Mark Zuckerberg that was made public, where they were literally photorealistic. I mean, it was truly photorealistic. Their avatars, I mean, they really were avatars, but the truth was it looked like real people. And I know that that takes a lot of processing power. How far are we away from that being a meaningful part of your business?
I think the big thing to think about here is ultimately, as this becomes a more popular form of communication beyond play for work or for learning or for going to concerts, more and more we're going to be able to pick an avatar that represents whatever we want to be. We'll be able to be more cartoony, more realistic, and ultimately photorealistic. And at the same time, we want this to run on any device, even a low-end Android phone. So as soon as more and more devices support photorealism, we will see that more as an option that people will choose for their personal avatar.
I know we've talked about this before, but do you ever see a moment where the platform itself becomes more open in the idea that, you know, your currency is something called Robux, and whether those Robux could be used off-platform, whether we've talked about NFTs and things that could live inside Roblox, but then get moved onto somebody else's platform or, you know, in other ways?
Yeah, I want to highlight there's a bit of a dream here about objects and NFTs moving from platform to platform. We do believe someday, for example, you know, I use the fun use case that someday Elton John may come on Roblox and make 8 or 10 one-unit really cool capes, for example, and sell them for charity. And we would imagine someday that those would go off platform as an NFT, possibly get sold off platform, and then come back on platform. What we do expect is the creators, whether it's Elton John or Nike or someone else making a digital item, that they would play a key role and have a fair amount of control in that process.